Are you addicted to being needed by your clients inside of your business? Now, I start off today's episode with a question because I want you to think about that answer as I open up the conversation on moving away from one-on-one sessions inside of your business. Because every practitioner that I've been speaking to in the past 2 weeks has been getting that yearly flood of back-to-back sessions booked in as people start prioritizing their health before the summertime comes. And those same practitioners feel like they're so full with clients that it's now really hard for them to live their life outside of coaching and practicing. And here's the thing though, they're still working one-on-one with people. They're still trading their time for money, even though they have a strong client list. So they're stuck in this cycle of being able to build their business or to have their business grow without them. If anything, this is the time of year when they should be able to take the most vacation. It's the time of year where they should be able to take some time and actually sit down and put pen to paper on some next growing stages for their business. But like people I've been speaking with, they're jammed. And I'm sure you know the drill for this. You open your calendar and from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., you have clients on sessions back to back. And maybe in between those sessions, you cram in a lunch or you try to take out whatever is left in your email box. Your energy with your first client, it's always on fire. You give them straight gold, you're giving them tips, tools, advice. And when you leave that session, you say to yourself, man, I wish other clients would have heard that. But by the time you get to that last client of the day, though, you got no energy. You give them the bare bones, you're hurrying the session up, and at the end, you're like, oh, I wish that I wasn't so back to back like this. Now, the obvious answer is to transition away from one-on-one and to take back your time. And you know this. You know that you need to let go of working one-on-one with clients, but it's hard at first. It can be a very difficult process for the coach because your identity, your self-worth, and your need to serve at a high level is still heavily attached to this way of helping people. There is a loop of validation that continues to appear over and over again inside every session you work with someone. And the validation is like this. Each time you work with a person, they always leave feeling incredible. You keep getting comments like, thank you so much, coach, or I'm so glad to have you in my life, coach. I really appreciate it. And that makes you feel great. And each time you hear that, you are subconsciously saying to yourself that continuing one-on-one and continuing to trade time for money is worth it. Most practitioners and coaches have spent their entire career building self-worth into their coaching because health and wellness is something that they are incredibly passionate about. Almost every person in the industry, at least that I have spoken to, has a personal story through either a family member's sickness or they've had their own experience where health was a challenge for them. So through that challenge, they didn't like how they felt. Maybe they weren't happy with who they were in those moments. Maybe they didn't like the way that the process was. So at that very deep level, they made a decision to change themselves, to make themselves feel better, and to carry that same knowledge to change others. That decision is what became a new identity, the identity shift into coach. And that identity shift in a coach and practitioner started there. So every single time someone tells you good job or validates the work you do with them, you go right back to that moment and you reinforce the person that you were then. Now, having an identity isn't bad, but the challenge inside of your business is now you've built an identity being the fixer of people, not the founder of your business. The fixer of people is the one who's doing all of the coaching. That is the person answering and writing every email. They're booking sessions and client calls back to back so that way they don't have time for themselves. That old identity is also the reason why you have this attachment to one-on-one coaching. Through that identity, it's difficult for you to see how you can still give results without one-on-one. It's tough for you to understand how you can coach 200 people inside a mastermind, or how you can run a course at a high level with every person seeing better results than what you're giving one-on-one now. It's even tougher to see how you can grow your business and income with less than 10 hours of coaching a week, because a team combined with structure, combined with systems to make this seems like it's out of reach. With this identity still attached to your business, there comes this fear. If you remove yourself from the coaching, from the team, from the process of results, from the one-on-one time, then who are you? You start to question why you would want to keep growing your business. Why would you want to keep helping more clients? What's the point of making more money? Why have a larger team? If scaling your business feels like you're losing meaning, that's because your meaning is attached to how you feel in the moment, getting the validation inside your one-on-one sessions. But guess what? That identity is not the identity you're choosing to build anymore. Right now, like the coach is working with me inside of C2C, you are building the identity of the founder. The founder knows that scaling their business is about deepening impact, because growth is the only way to help more clients. They know right now, as the founder mindset, that they are limited with a cap to how many people that they can help, and that capacity is tied to their one-on-one time slots. And guess what? They don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like that they have a cap on who they can help, that they have to turn people away or say to people that they don't have that time. They just want to help people, not just inside of their city and their town, but inside of their country or across the world. They know that they have a message that needs to be shared, and that it can be shared on repeat without them saying the same thing on each call or giving the same instructions to person after person one-on-one. The founder identity understands that the more detached they become from their coaching, the more they can focus on creating new programs for more people to see results, creating more masterclasses or seminars for people to learn and get started on their journey, creating more opportunities to provide to clients so they can continue their journey and keep growing with you as their coach. When you actively step into the founder identity, that's when you become open to creating processes around taking yourself out of the business. It's when you start looking at building an ecosystem that attracts, nurtures, promotes, and signs up clients without you. So that way you can build a business and a lifestyle around something that fills your cup while still being able to help more people than you ever thought possible. Deepening the impact for your business like this means that you get to be the CEO and creator. You get to be the leader that provides an example for your team. And you get to showcase your clients on how they can fully live their life. And this is the very reason why they bought your coaching and service in the first place. Your current clients and your future clients invested in you because you have something that they are looking for, and you are living a life that they want to live. They want you to keep growing your business. They want you to show them what 50K months looks like. They want to see you build events for them, host retreats for them, hop on stages and speak for them, all while being able to coach them and deliver to them effortlessly the best results that they never could have envisioned. Here's the thing though, for you to do this, it means taking the sacrifice out of your service. When you first started your business, and I can promise this for everyone, you had this amazing intention of filling up your time with people that you wanted to help, and you're there right now. Your time is filled. But somewhere along the road of filling your time though, you started giving away that time that actually wasn't meant for you to give. You worked late nights. You gave away your weekends. You gave away your vacation time. You moved your workouts. You shifted your lunches. You accommodated rescheduling because you thought that you were over-delivering this way. You thought that if I just gave more time, it's going to give them more results. And in that process, you traded boundaries and sacrificed the quality of your life because that's what you have seen other coaches and professionals do in your space. For you to move past working individually with people in your business, you need three things: boundaries, structure, and leadership. Without boundaries on things like how much time we're giving into our business, the time we're taking to work directly with our clients, the time we spend recovering in between sessions energetically, the way we do emails and tasks. If we don't have boundaries on that, what happens is the calendar and the coaching start to rule us in our lives. Without structure, like having a self-qualifying sales process, having a consistent way to nurture your leads and your clients, having an automated onboarding system, even something as simple as delivering and creating client converting content. We end up spending a lot of time reworking the same tasks. We're super reactive in our business, and we spend a lot of time putting out fires in these areas because the process is all in our head instead of something on paper that anyone can replicate, including our team. And without leadership, things like delegating tasks to team members, actually hiring and taking others on to help your dream grow, or even just something as simple as showing up at the level of CEO you know you can be, you will find that the people that you are attracting to work with you for coaching never actually grows to a higher level. Because if you don't show up as a leader, you will never be able to charge more or take on more people past the cap that you have now. If you are lacking in one of these three areas or all of these three areas, or you have this identity or emotional attachment to being the fixer, the one-on-one coach in your business, this is how it will show up for you. To start, you're going to find yourself over-delivering like crazy whenever you feel that you're not growing your business. Whenever that identity of the founder walks in and says, hey, we should probably grow and do this different, you just dart right back into the coaching and the work and the client delivery because it's where you feel comfortable right now. Or you find yourself feeling super guilty when you're told by other coaches or other professionals to raise your prices or that you should be taking less time with your clients. The founder in you knows that you're worth way more than you're actually charging. And the founder in you also knows that you spend way too much time with your clients as it is. But for some reason, every time you get that idea to charge more, you tell yourself that they are good clients and that it isn't fair for them to pay more from you. And how about this one? You've been thinking of building that mastermind or creating that course for like 6 months now. But when you put those ideas to paper, you feel a bunch of resistance because you think that people need you live or they need to be personally in your energy to see the results. The founder in you keeps pushing this idea forward in your mind that you can help more people with that course, that you can change more lives with that mastermind or that group. But your old identity, the fixer, just won't let you build it. This is how you know you are addicted to being needed inside of your business. And it's why I asked the question in the first place, because some of the best and most successful coaches and practitioners that I work with float between the two identities before deciding on the one. And I want to help you decide on that one. I want you to know that you can break that pattern you have where you routinely stay the fixer of other people's lives, where you can step into the version of coach that can create, the founder that can help and save other people while still serving yourself. And here's the way that we do this. The way that we do this is by recognizing that the value you provide to your clients is not access to you. They don't see more results by spending more personal time with you. Your value to them is being the leader that shows them what their life and their success can look like after the initial result. In helping them paint the picture of a life so exciting and fulfilling and meaningful that they stop relying on motivation and they start embodying your work as a lifestyle. To do this, you have to be a leader. You have to lead the way and teach your clients to rely on frameworks from your trainings, not just your presence. Create a group community so powerful that they hold each other accountable and they build relationships. Create a program and a course so knowledgeable that they remember and implement the tools even on days where they feel unmotivated and are doing the process perfectly. Create a system that takes you out of the day-to-day emails, the client follow-up, the billing, the sales, so you can focus on meaningful things like creating high value and good quality conversations with your clients. For you to grow this business and grow your impact, you have to let go of the cape that you put on, the superhero coach that everyone has to work with you one-on-one. That time freedom that you are looking for requires letting go of the fixer coach identity that got you booked out in the first place. You are not just the coach anymore. You're not just the practitioner anymore. You have more knowledge to spread, you up-level yourself daily, and you have been in this industry long enough that your message and your service deserves to be going to more people. I want you to understand. Because I get it and I've been there as a practitioner, that you're not tired because you're working too much. This isn't too overwhelming for you to build your business. No, you're tired because you're addicted to being needed. Your business and your clients are taking energy and time from you all over the place. And you are not operating as the leader that you know you can be. True leadership in coaching is about teaching your clients and others how to fly. You have to empower your clients by teaching them to be self-led and highly driven. And when you do that, that's when they get to fly with you and they get to stay in your world as you keep growing and offering new trainings and programs, when it feels effortless to grow your business. And that's when you will get your energy back. That's all for this episode. I'd love to hear your takeaways and what resonated for you in the comment section on our YouTube channel. And make sure that you like and subscribe as well. That way you can get notifications on the latest episodes that I put up. Bye for now, and we will see you on the next one.